What's up, brothers? I was dared to do that. My name is Jason Wilson, alongside guest this evening, the Vice President of DNN, one of the head directors of the sports broadcasting program. Here, you may know him for his many student on the street videos. Former Eagle Scout Ben Pope. Ben, how you doing today?
I guess I'm doing fine. I saw the intro beforehand, and not surprised. But thank you for having me, Jason. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's amazing to have you here, and this wouldn't be an interview without any questions.
Oh wow!
So,
What a good one.
so let's get the obvious one out the way. Ben, why did you choose Dean, and especially why sports broadcasting?
Well, I chose Dean. Ironically enough, I was just going back and forth, going through colleges. Actually, during my junior year, I wanted to get a little bit ahead. And ironically enough, my grandmother, who was probably like the biggest supporter of my interest in sports, and I didn't know that I wanted to do broadcasting yet, but I knew I wanted to do something in sports. Just found something in the paper one day about Dean, so I was able to go to one of their events, and it was actually like I was feeling actually like awful, like I was super sick going to. It was like a Discover Dean day. I was super sick, felt disgusting, did not want to go. Ended up enjoying the day a lot. It was really cool, and just hearing more about the program and stuff like that, I was actually able to learn more about the summer program that they run here at Dean for sports broadcasting. I was able to go through that, which was a great experience, and kind of the reason I chose Dean. But honestly, sports broadcasting was something that didn't really stand out to me initially. I knew that I had interest in sports, but I didn't know like where I wanted to go with that. But going through the camp, I learned a ton about just my confidence in myself, feeling like I can talk in front of the camera, which I feel very comfortable doing that right now. And yeah, just it's something that I enjoy, and I have a ton of fun with it. So it's something that I've rolled with here at Dean.
That is amazing. You have done a lot here at DNN, and you've been a major part of the sports broadcasting program as a whole. What drove you towards your goals, and did you always hope to do things like this?
I don't know if I always dreamed or hoped of uh, some of the wacky stuff I do, like asking people about Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl. But yeah, I honestly have a ton of fun with the stuff that I'm able to do, not only in DNN but with the broadcasting program. It's been really cool to learn from people just over my 4 years here, whether it's professors like John and Greg or some of my peers like George and Austin. Like all those guys have been super great to just helping me kind of figure out who I am, what I want to do. And yeah, I don't know if that was always super clear of what I wanted to do, but it's been honestly really cool kind of seeing how that unfolded. And I really wouldn't have expected it after the COVID year. That was really tough on me, but I've been able to kind of persevere beyond that. And honestly, our entire grade has been able to do that. So maybe not just solely unique to me, but yeah, I'm pretty proud of where I am today.
So, on the sports broadcasting side, you have done a lot. You are one of the reasons why the sports broadcasting class exists, as well as the reason we now receive credit, as well as been a part of major improvements to it and had mentioned before. Is there anything else I haven't mentioned or you think you've done for the program and especially DNN?
No, because I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I've probably done different stuff, but it's all through the help between John and Greg and Brett, who's pretty much we're pretty much equals, not only in DNN, he's my president here, but we're equals in the sports broadcasting program. Him and I have been able to work on a ton of stuff together, and we wouldn't be where we are today without each other. So
That's really heartfelt, to be honest. I mean, you
it's
two
true.
are major reason why people like me and Luciano and a bunch of other sports broadcasters are able to get
Luce,
credit the way we do. And
Luciano.
so I applaud you and Brett, as well as the many directors for the sports broadcasting program.
Thank you. I
But now,
appreciate it.
circling back to DNN, you started off as a secretary, moved on to VP, and you've done a lot
Does
for your
research on me.
position. Uh, why DNN, and what sort of impact have you felt you've had on the club as a whole?
Well, initially, truth be told, I didn't have any interest in doing DNN. my first year. I had a ton of friends that were part of the club, but it just didn't seem like something I'd be super interested in. I did a ton of stuff in high school that was kind of to a similar extent, so I really didn't want to just go back into that, even though it was an experience that I really enjoyed. But at the end of my freshman year, I decided to run for a position, run for secretary, and just kind of see where that would get me. Or actually, that was after my sophomore year. But during my sophomore year, I decided to do stuff in DNN. I did Fantasy Gods with Brett. We were able to talk, or at least I was able to talk fantasy basketball and baseball while he talked hockey, and we both knew fantasy football. And yeah, that's kind of how I got into it. And honestly, just meeting more people throughout DNN, getting to know people like Dylan, Emily, Addie, George, Mara, Austin, just a ton of different people. Shout out Nico. Shout out, shout out Bennett the cook. Real ones right there. Yeah, just people and personalities like that really got me involved into DNN and made me want to pursue more of a role in that. And honestly, it's one of the reasons why I'm here as VP today, because I really enjoyed just getting to see all the different personalities that were shown off here in DNN. And it's honestly just a really fun club that allows for a ton of different creativity. So
Well, we wouldn't have creativity if it wasn't for you, especially with Student on the Street. and a
I
bunch
didn't
of other
invent
things.
creativity, but thank you very much. You're very
I'm-
nice.
Take a compliment, please.
Yeah, I know, I'm really bad at that. So.
I've known that for a while now. But seriously, you've done a lot here, and it's really meant a lot, especially in your positions that you've been in. Now, looking a little bit towards the future, do you currently have anything lined up, or are you planning on anything?
Yeah, well, Brett Schaubs hasn't gotten rid of me yet. I'm looking at you. Yeah, we're going to be working together in the Collegiate League, working with the New England Knockouts. I'm going to be a communications specialist over there, basically doing sideline reporting and different social media stuff, both pre and post game. It's just another way of me getting to, honestly, stuff that I'm really interested in is just getting to know people while honestly getting to make fun of them sometimes. So that's just really fun for me, and getting to get stories out there is really cool. And it's a job that isn't like super monotonous. Like, it's not the same thing every day. I get to learn different stuff about the different players, different coaches, different teams. So that's really cool for me, and I think it's going to be a really fun opportunity.
That really is awesome to hear that you got something going on for you over the summer, and especially funny enough, hip to hit with Brett, as you've been
Yes.
for all these years.
We can't get rid of each other. Yay.
Lastly, we can hear him in the back actually. Lastly, Ben, as per every student spotlight, we always have this last question. Is there anything you want to tell anyone out there, whether they're coming into college, aren't in college, or just in Dean right now? Any words of advice? What would it be?
Yeah, well, I'll break the fourth wall, look into camera for this one. Honestly, just don't be afraid to try different things. I think that was something that took me pretty much a full year into college to actually realize. Trying different stuff here, not only at Dean, but at whatever college, high school, whatever that you're at, is just the best way to put yourself out there and get to know different people. I know it can be really hard to put yourself out there and be 100% you, but you won't really know what you like, what you don't like, and what's really for you if you don't try these different things. So I think that's super important, and super important to recognize early. It's not something that's always super easy, but trust me, it's very much well worth it in the end. And I hope that I kind of represent that, at least for people here in DNN. So yeah.
Yeah, no. Very well said. Before we wrap up, I do want to say it has been a pleasure knowing you, especially even in my short time knowing you for basically under a year.
Known me for
you-
more than a year.
Well, we got closer over a year, and
So funny.
it's really meant a lot to have you as a friend and by my side throughout this entire year and this entire process, especially. Me now soon being president, you've been a real help, and it's been really great to have you by my side.
Well,
I mean,
I appreciate that, and I'm glad to see that you've been able to grow over these past 2 years as well. So that makes me really proud.
Yeah, no, thank you, seriously. And everyone, that about does it for this episode of Student Spotlight. For more spotlights, visit the Student Spotlight playlist on YouTube. And for more Ben, he's right here.
I hosted a decent amount of the other senior spotlights. Go check those out.
He did. He's done a lot. And that about does it for me and Ben here, saying thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Student Spotlight.
We see you next time, brother.
Brother.